Setting up Google Classroom with some of the common expectations and structures for Greenfield School District virtual learning phase in fall semester. First, when you get to Google Classroom, which is simply classroom.google.com, and you log in using your school account, you should see, if you've used it in the past, perhaps classes that you had from last year. If you're new to the district or have not used Google before, you want to make sure that you see this plus sign in the corner. That's the ability for you to create classes. If your Google account has not been validated, you won't see that option and won't be able to create classrooms. So if you do not see the plus sign in the upper corner, please reach out to Pat Graziano in order for her to validate your account in our district. Once you've done that, if you need to archive any of your old classes, go up to each class that you need to archive, click the three dots, and click Archive. Archive does not mean delete. You can still access that classroom. It just won't appear on your dashboard. You can also still pull assignments that you've used from those classes that you've archived. So you're not losing anything. You're just clearing up the clutter. Next thing you're going to want to do is create a new class. To do that, you'll click the plus sign and create class. Our class titles are being formatted the same way across the school. So you want to make sure you have your period, last name, and then the course name as well. If we all do this the same way, it'll be easy for people who are working with us and supporting us to find the classes that they need. Once you've created the class, you're going to want to add certain people to it. Under the teacher section, click on Invite Teachers, and you're going to want to first make sure that you've invited your aligned administrator. So for the English department, we have Terry. You're going to want to make sure you invite Donna so that if she has to get a sub for you, she has access to your classroom as well. If you have ELL students, you're going to want to add Beth DeGear. And if you're not sure if you have ELL students, you can A, go to Elevation to see your students, or B, go to Infinite Campus, and under the rosters for each period, you can read the flags to determine if the student's ELL or not. If you're not sure, you can always reach out to Beth. She's very responsive. The other people you may have to add would be for special education. If any of your students are on an IEP, which you can find out through the roster and looking at the flags that would appear here, or soon the emails coming from the special ed teachers informing you of those students and giving you their at-a-glances, you're going to want to add those case managers. Okay. You may also then have a co-teacher. So some of your classes may have a special ed teacher teaching with you. So you're going to want to add them as well. So you're at least going to have Donna and your administrator. You may also have Beth. You may also have a special ed case manager. You may also have a special ed co-teacher. So those are the people you want to make sure that you invite, and you need to do that for each class. So just because I did it here doesn't mean they're going to appear here. So I need to add them individually, and I'll continue to build mine as you build yours. The next step that we all want to be using is in Classwork. So in Classwork, we want to create 2 topics to start. So topics are the tags that combine assignments together, so they're all grouped together. So topic, and the first topic that you're going to want to create is important information. We're all going to have this so that students can know where to look for information that's important. Eventually, you'll be giving a form. It probably will look just like this one, where you're going to fill in the information for each course and some of the important things students need to know in terms of getting to know you, or passwords, accounts, links, all that stuff. And that way they can find it at the same place in every class, and it's one less thing for them to think about. So this document eventually will be added to important information. How do you do that? Well, you would create material, you would add the document, and then you would tag it as important information, and it would appear underneath that topic you just created. The second topic we need to create is the weekly learning plans that we're going to be using following a common template. So weekly VL plus learning plan. This topic we'll be adding documents to every week by 7:30 on Monday morning. That document will probably look something like this, where we'll fill in the information, and we're going to learn more about that during our own RPL. So those are the two topics we need to make sure we have. Now, Ms. Kovars has asked that we keep important information at the top. So in order to do that, we right-click on the topic and move up. You can reorder your topics throughout the semester as well, so you don't ever have to worry about deleting and trying to start again because you don't like the order of things. But as you add topics, make sure you keep important information at the top, and then you can see them on the side as well. So as you add assignments and topics, your stream may start to get cluttered with things more than just posts and announcements. So things you want to put here are going to be more for the general good. So the announcements, the housekeeping. To keep the stream clean, then, and just to have those pieces of information on our stream, we're going to want to make sure that our classwork assignments don't also post to our stream. So how do we keep classwork assignments from posting to our stream? Well, we go to the gear icon, which is settings. We scroll down to where it says classwork on the stream. We're going to click hide those notifications, and that will keep those assignments from popping up. By the way, you can also manage the emails that you get through this area as well. So if you're wondering about how to reduce the amount of emails, it's in the settings for Google Classroom, not just the particular class, but the gear icon on your dashboard. So I can show you that at a different time. You also want to make sure that Meet is not set up since we're using Zoom. So if you accidentally generated a Meet link, make sure that it's not visible to students. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close and save that. And now we have a Google Classroom set up with the common expectations for our fall semester. So if you would like to control the types of emails you get from Google Classroom for notifications, some people feel that they get overwhelmed with it. In your dashboard, clicking on the three bars and scrolling down, and it's right underneath here, which of course this is not letting me show you. There it is, settings. In settings, you can deal with the types of notification emails you get. Some of you find it very useful to get certain notifications, and some of you say, I need to not see all these. Here's where you can pick and choose what type of emails that you get. That's a nice little tip to help keep your inbox and your from Outlook clean. One other quick little tip, if you're going to be if you have several classes that are very similar, maybe a couple of English 11s or English 12s, you can click copy and simply change the period to the next period. And that's a fast way to duplicate a class and create a brand new one. So hope those last two tips help.